Hello there and welcome or welcome back. I'm Christina Amanita and I love all things thrifty and crafty and naturey. And tonight, we are doing a cozy craft video at night. So we're gonna get cozy and we're gonna learn a new craft. So we are gonna try some weaving. I think we're gonna aim for making like maybe a patch, maybe a mug rug, something square, hopefully. Got this like pasta box cardboard, but it's kind of flimsy. I wonder if I should have some thicker cardboard. I'm gonna go with maybe a 4-inch square, and then I have to decide how to divide how many strings and all of that. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we need some yarn. Maybe we'll start with some of my little scraps. Be good to use up some scraps. Maybe the first one I'll just use some random scrappy yarns. So I'll use these to start, and then to pass the yarn through all of the layers, you need like a chopstick or something, but how do you tie it onto that? So I think if I just use one of these plastic giant yarn needles, this would probably do the trick, and it already has a hole in it, so it would make it super easy. It's pretty thick. I think that's all you need. This is such a simple craft and it's so cool, so I'm excited to get started. But first I have to check on my food and hopefully eat it, and then watch this video again to see how many rows I need. Yeah. Okay, I might have gone a tiny bit overboard on the cheese, but need the protein, right? See you in the crafting bit. All right, so I measured out like a 4-inch block. So we're gonna cut this, and then I decided we're gonna do 10 because it's a good number, 10 slits. And I'm not too worried about it being too exact because we're just kind of testing out this skill at the moment. So after watching the video, I realized we needed something to like hold it up once we put these lines on. So we're gonna try this. I hope these work. And then let's get going. So I think you just stick this baby in here. I don't even know if we should tie this or not. I'm gonna leave enough tail to tie it later. And then we're just crossing. I really hope this is right. It feels like it's right because it's got to be that simple, right? It's got to be. I don't know. I think this is where you want to start, and then we like slide this in here. I think this will work, so I'm gonna break this in half actually. Okay, so we put it in there, and then we have the other one down here. I think this is right. Okay, and now we just need to start weaving, which I think means that I have to cut this so that there's an end to weave. Okay, so I've decided to just cut a good length of this just to get it started so it's really woven in rather than having to tie a knot, because I think this is the right way. So I'm gonna just thread this needle, and I guess I'll tie it off. I think you tie it off. This is not an instructional video. I'm literally just learning this from a video on Pinterest. Let's see if it is as easy as it looks. Okay, so I think we just over under it all the way across and pull it through. Okay, I feel like that's the basic, and then we just pass it back through. Over, under, over, under. Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple more rows of this and then get to the couch. knots. It's almost square. It's a little funky, but let's cut it and tie it and see how it looks. So I think, hope I don't mess this up. I think you just cut all the strings on the back. And then you tie them all together on the front. I rather enjoyed this, to be honest. Made me think like I could do this on a bigger scale if I had like an actual, whatever they use. Is it called a loom? Is it a loom? Feels like it's probably a loom. Here we have my very first woven patch. I kind of like it. Okay, so I'm pretty pleased with this. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's not perfect. I think I am gonna double knot all these knots so that it actually stays together well. But I like it. I think I could use this as a patch. So I decided to go and make a bigger one. So this one's 5 inches. So let's do one more kind of practice one with just kind of this shiny, cheap stuff. Okay, so I wanted to chat about just like this desire that I have to get into my spring and summer wardrobe. Like, I'm just tired of my turtlenecks. I love them dearly, but I want to wear my fun summer outfits because that's when I think I feel the most me. Like, I love wearing cozy sweaters and stuff, but there's nothing like a cute summer fit in my mind. So that has me thinking about like all the things that I want to make for those seasons. And there's a lot, as always, but this year I want to actually like accomplish some of that. I want to actually get that crap going. So right now there's a few like accessories that I really want to try making that I've made but never made before. And I feel like that's a good entryway. That's a good thing to like get me excited, you know, about it. So maybe I'll do that a little bit. Where was I? Oh, so I'm trying to make some accessories. So one of them is, I can't remember what century it's from, but it's like a old-timey like pocket thing that like you tie around your waist, and it's like this pocket, like colonial maybe? I don't know, but I want to make one of those to go over like dresses and like my yaks and stuff. So hopefully gonna make that. I want to make some like headbands maybe. Now that I've got a little bit of elastic, maybe try making something with elastic, a headband. I want to make like more patches and like do more like updating of the clothes that I already have, because like I love making new items, but when you're making a new item, there's like so many steps. But when you're updating an item that you already own, like often it's just like a couple steps or even just one thing that you can do to just like make it more interesting, make yourself more excited, and maybe prevent yourself from buying something new to fill some hole that you thought you had, but really you didn't, because here you have this awesome item. So some of those things are like putting on patches. I really want to do some sun printing, Saito something. I will hopefully look it up and put it somewhere, but I'd love to do that. There's a couple pairs of jeans that I really want to dye, and I feel like that would be a fun way to dye them, rather than doing like what are they, like RYE, I think it is, those ones. I've never done one of those before, but I've seen, you know, mixed reviews about it. So anyway, that's a fun thing that I want to try, with some like cool flowers from our garden and from like, you know, the area, to like kind of commemorate where we live. I love having naturey things on my clothes, so like the more the merrier. So patches, maybe some sun dyeing, maybe some regular dyeing if I decide. I want to like not buy a bunch of stuff this year is the thing. Like I want to do some cool new crafts, but I don't want to buy a bunch of crap for that. So anyway, those are just some crafts that I have coming up in the queue. Hopefully I'll get around to them. So I'm just gonna get as much done on this as I can. I'm just gonna bang it out, man, and see what we come up with. Alright, so just a few final thoughts on this fun, cozy craft and craft night. I really enjoyed doing this. It was kind of soothing and relaxing. I liked the repetition of it and just the easiness of it. Some little things that I noticed as I went. Be careful of like the end strings because those can get like in my first one, I wasn't really paying attention and they kind of got a little, some were tighter and some were looser, and so the shape isn't quite as good. It got better on the second one. Hopefully it'll be better on the third one. And then when you have your knots, putting all of your knots on the same side. So when you tie two different yarns together, having that knot on the same side so you can choose whether you want to have it or not. But overall, this was a really cool craft. I did it with all stuff that I already had, just some cardboard from the recycling, some like little chopsticks. I'm sure there's other things you could use, more cardboard on there, darning needle, which I already had, and then some scrap yarn that was just laying around waiting to be made into something. So I think this is a really fun, cozy craft. I think you should give it a try. And hopefully I will get to try more and show you more in the future. Let me know if you'd like to see more weaving. I'd like to do more like nature weaving with like natural materials like branches and stuff. But this is also really cool during the winter when I'm just chilling inside. So we'll see what these become. Hopefully some patches and some mug rugs and something fun to make use of this cool little experiment. So if you liked hanging out with me, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night. Bye.